All right, sorry about the wind. It's a little bit breezy out here. Not too bad. Hopefully we don't get a whole lot of wind noise in the video. Let's try it out. These are the very first virgin shots out of the Delton. Let's see if it blows up or not. I think I'm gonna stand back a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna send one down range. Let's see what happens. Okay, I know this one is mine. It's super hot. I don't know if you can see this or not in the camera from here, but I will keep this and take a picture. It does have a dent in the side right here. It is definitely moving fast. I have a little bit of frosting right back here, but this is an M193 Winchester. Looks like Lake City brass too. Yeah, that's Lake City brass. So that's an okay zone. Let's shoot a couple more, see what happens. I got 4 different locations for ejection pattern on those 4 rounds. They did not go into the same spot. I'll pick them up here. Here, let me see if I can move this over and show you. That one's hot. That one's hot. That one's warm. Not mine. Not mine. Not mine. Not mine. Not mine. Nope. Where'd that other one go? Is this it? Nope. It must have went up here somewhere. Here it is. Here it is. So 1, 2, and then I got 3, and then another one over here, I think. So I got like this huge arc of ejection pattern over here. That's crazy. So it's steel, so you should be able to hear it. I'm gonna shoot some more rounds through it, and then I will probably add the sighting to this video so that you kind of get the whole feel of it and not have to watch 2 15-minute videos. It'll just be one. Let's try that. Okay, we're back out here at the range with the Delton. We're gonna be shooting some PMC bronze, so local ammo, siege ammo 55 grain, siege ammo 62 grain, Winchester M193, X-Tac M193, and some Fiocchi 223 Remington 55 grain. That's what we're going to test it out with today. All right, first up we'll shoot the PMC bronze, since we already know it's sighted in for that. Let's see what we can hit. trigger on this is crappy. I mean, it's not the worst mil-spec trigger I've ever felt, but it clearly has 3 steps in it. It's grainy, it's gritty. So, and I have 3 steps in it before the break. So it is not the best trigger I've ever felt in the world. As a matter of fact, $100 Hyperfire in this thing would make a huge difference. But this is what you're getting out of the box. All right, so let's shoot another group with the PMC. All right, so let's look at them. PMC bronze, Siege 55 grain, Siege 62 grain. I made an accounting error there. I forgot the Siege in there, so I had to go back and erase what I had on there. That's dismal. The Winchester M193, the X-Tac, and the Fiocchi 55 grain. Okay, so I went back and reshot PMC bronze. I shot the Siege 62, and it grouped extremely well. That was in the middle of the shooting, and it was completely called aimed. I did not jerk that trigger. That is a legit shot. And then the Winchester M183. So, yes, there could be some intrinsic issues with ammunition. It clearly doesn't like the 62 grain over the 55 grain. It's a 1-9 barrel. That's to be expected a little bit, but it still should shoot 62 with some decency. But, I mean, these are not acceptable to me. So for me, I know I'm capable of shooting with a decent barrel and ammunition minute of angle. And this is not even remotely close. This is intrinsic inaccuracy built into the barrel through bad engineering, or at least through bad machining. So I'm gonna shoot it some more, and then I'll go back and we'll shoot it again, and we'll see if we get any better groups. But I mean, this is brutal. Okay, I cheated. I took the trigger out and I put a pull-out from a BCM. It's basically the Sons of Liberty Gunfighter, the BCM. It's made by Schmid, and it's nickel boron coated. It's shorter, and it's a cleaner mil-spec trigger. But I did cheat. I'm going to check it to make sure that this is not causing any inaccuracies. I'm going to run a little bit of ammunition and check those groups and see how they're doing. But this trigger it's garbage. Winchester M193. Group sizes are mediocre at best. I really like to see 2 inches or smaller out of an AR of this design. It really should be capable to do that. As you can see here, the M193 Winchester and X-Tac, pretty decent. I got 1 2-inch group. Fiocchi 2.3, that's pretty good. But when you go back and review them again, they just, like these, I shot a second group. They were not so bueno. I went back, shot some 10-inch groups to really see what I could see. 2.6 to 3 inches, super mediocre for barrel accuracy. I pulled the bolt and bolt carrier group out and did a quick clean on this so that I can see what's going on with the lugs, because I was concerned with how they were locking up. That one clearly has a big ding in it, which wasn't there previously. They all seem to be getting some wear on the back. That one doesn't. That one does. That one does. You can see it, it's shiny. They're starting to get pretty shiny, and the corners on a couple of them are pretty beat up. You can see how that one right there on the bottom is super shiny on the edge, right? So that one's got a ding on the bottom lug right there. Right there, see it? So these lugs are getting beat up pretty good. I've only got about, I'd say 300 rounds, give or take, and the lugs are definitely taking a beating. I think that has to do with how it head spaced and how it felt when it head spaced. So these are for 300 rounds. I mean, some shiny is normal, but they're definitely getting beat up pretty good. It's interesting. Well, so far this gun has been a dichotomy of shockingly decent and generally mediocre. It's been interesting to test. So this is by far the best Delton I've ever tested, flat out at this point. It's ran 100% reliable. I've not had a jam in this gun for about 300 rounds. What's it gonna do in 2,000? I don't know. I don't have 2,000 rounds to put through it to find out. What I do know is that there's some parts on this that are definitely subpar. They are below what I would consider okay for even an entry-level AR so far at this point. I still have to take the upper apart and I'll document what I find in there. I want to check the gas port. I want to check the barrel nut. But so far it's been actually a pretty decent firearm. The groups are awful. So I should be able to shoot a 2-inch group with 55 grain M193 X-Tac or Winchester M193 or even the Fiocchi. I should be able to reliably shoot a 2-inch group with that. And this isn't doing it. It's too big. So in my opinion, because of the head spacing issues and because of the group size, the barrel would be a part that I would replace. Okay. This is a mil-spec handle. It's not made for anybody other than aliens. This is a mil-spec stock. This is made to break. That is all they're good for. So I'd replace both of these. I'd replace the buffer and spring, and I'd replace the trigger. So at the end of the day, you're replacing enough parts on this gun, as testing shows right now, that it's probably not worth the $500, and a $750 to $1,000 gun is going to be much better, and you're not going to have to worry about replacing a lot of those parts. With that said, this is the best Delton I've ever tested and looked at. This is reliable. The problem is it's not accurate. Reliability is the number one thing you're looking for in an AR. Accuracy is the second thing, and this just doesn't really have it. Yeah, they're going the right direction, but that's still not adequate. The trigger sucks, the handle sucks, the stock sucks. But these are all things that can be upgraded within the $700, $750 range, right? So that's what's next. I'm gonna take the upper apart, check some of the specs. I'm gonna replace parts on this, and then we're gonna go back and retest it. Now, am I gonna shoot a 4-inch group with it instead of the 3? I don't know, that's just the way life works sometimes. I'm probably gonna use a lesser expensive barrel. I'm not gonna drop a Geisley or a Triarch or some crazy like that. Probably looking like a BA or a Roscoe, which is just basically, can I get it there and how much is it gonna cost me to get it there? And then we're gonna check that in part 3. We're gonna check the pieces when we take it apart, and then we're gonna rebuild it. We'll talk about how much it cost, and then we'll retest it and see if it got us there. Interesting. It's going to be definitely interesting. My money's on the 4-inch group.